Tell me your story.
I was this close to dying from a brain abscess that was misdiagnosed.
Good to know people care, though.
For a lot of people, the MRIs are clear.
You said you had a lot to tell.
Oh, yeah.
Someone said,
I thought it was normal to have like seizures by yourself all the time.
You definitely will feel guilt a lot.
I so appreciate you putting this together.
thank you. I got something. It says, anyone else? I've started to notice sometimes I feel off sometimes. I get a feeling washing over me that I get when I spasm. Doctors are still unsure if they are seizures, but I never get spasms during it. It's just a feeling that lasts for a while before leaving. The same tingly feeling on my skin. Am I alone? Am I going insane and paranoid? I don't think so.
That sound a little
tingly
odd to
feeling?
me.
I don't know.
The tingly
know.
thing? Is that all they're saying is they just have the tingling?
Started to notice sometimes feeling off.
Is someone else seeing this happen?
Does
You're not
not.
alone in this. I mean, I've
Not at
had,
all.
yeah. So that's the first thing,
Because
Yeah.
that happens to me with my focal awares. They basically I have the weird stomach stuff and just everything just seems not right. And I get weird tingly all over in my arms and my torso, and it will eventually go away. And I don't remember what else right now because my brain's a little fried. And I have epilepsy.
I
Good
went a
enough.
couple
Good
weeks
enough.
without seizures here lately. I
Say
told
that again?
Tracy, I asked Tracy, I said, honey, I said, do you remember last time I had a seizure? She said, oh, it's been a few weeks. That night, bam. I dropped the bowl of ravioli right over here and ended up in bed. A few hours later, I came out. She says, do you remember dropping ravioli? I said, no. And she said, don't ask about your seizures anymore. You're gone a while. But then again, I have been eating those, what do you call those pills I'm taking? Clozapam, the emergency pills. Those little ones.
Clonazepam.
Who? Clorazepam? Yeah,
Clonazepam.
yeah, something like
Or
that.
Klonopin.
They look like little Ativan.
Yeah, it's
Put them under your
Klonopin.
tongue.
It's a
Anyway,
type of benzo.
yes, exactly.
Omvi?
Who?
Omvi is
Omvi?
the
No,
generic name of Omvi is Clonopin.
that one, yeah, Clonopin.
No. Ambi is it's clonazepam.
Clobazam.
Like Clobazam.
I
Yeah.
don't know. It's one of those, but I keep one in my pocket at work because
Klonopin
even if
is
I'm not sure
clonazepam.
I need it, I'll take it. If I have I don't get tingly or anything like that, but I I get kind of lightheaded, and I just take one of those and it's all gone. So I only had a seizure at work one time since I've been there in like 2 years. So I just love those things.
What kind of work do you do?
I give away samples. It's so stressful.
I actually do have a bit of a stressful job, but sometimes it's stressful, sometimes it's not.
My job is as stressful as you make it. You know, you have a
That's
lot of people that, you're a Costco, so there's a lot of entitled people there. People that
yeah.
feel as though uh, they're entitled to this or to that.
Yeah, I run
Uh,
a very busy pizzeria, which can Fridays are stressful. At least as
Angel,
stressful as I make them.
Angel, can you sit up? I mean, I'm only seeing from your nose to there you
There we
go.
go.
There you go. That's better.
Yeah, I was going to say
Right, we're talking, I hear your eyeballs talking.
If Xanax is the queen, if Xanax is the king of benzos, then Clonopin slash clonazepam is the queen.
Well, I think I told you before, I could take those Advil. I mean, I could eat those
Yeah.
like candy and they did nothing.
Yeah.
My wife, Tracy, would take half of one and be loopy. I could take those Ativan, and I would take 4 or 5 of them at a time. I mean, I wouldn't keep
Ativan is lorazepam.
lorazepam, yeah.
Yeah. It's made to basically try to put you to
It's an
sleep.
anti
Oh.
anxiety pill.
Yeah, man. Hmm.
I got something, you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I grabbed this one and I thought it would be funny. But it says Taco Bell or seizure. Weird title, but I'm not sure, and I haven't had this diagnosis for a while. Um, Last night I had Taco Bell and I was hanging out with my friend who spent the night and also had Taco Bell. He was fine. He was fine. There was nothing wrong with his stomach. Long story short, though, I threw up, went to bed, and got up around 1 a.m. and I almost threw up some more. When I was when I woke up in the morning, I had a sort of deja vu situation, which kind of got me thinking I was not in the Taco Bell, which got me thinking it was not the Taco Bell that messed me up, and it was rather something else. I'm not sure, and I was looking for someone help on the matter. I looked it up, and Google says seizure could cause you to throw up, but I would rather hear other humans' experiences or tell me I'm dumb. That works too. Thank you, people over Reddit.
Almost sounds like food
Everyone tells
poisoning,
you
if
you're dumb.
anything.
I've heard of people throwing up after seizures. I've read that quite a bit, being that I read a lot of
Yeah.
posts.
I mean, you can, that's what a lot of people, like I live alone, and people will be like, well, you might throw up and you can easily choke on your vomit while you're having a seizure.
Yeah, been
But that,
told that too.
that sounds more like food poisoning, maybe. They're like if they keep throwing up. But I don't know.
It sounds like it sucks.
Food poisoning from the Taco Bell, or well,
I don't know.
Maybe, but
I don't know. It takes a few hours to kick in.
Yeah, like yeah, it
Uh,
does take a few hours. So, um, yeah, I couldn't imagine throwing up right then and there. So kicking in later, that does suck. But yeah, throwing up overall, waking up and throwing up, mm,
yeah, it
you
just
get
sounds
that
odd to me.
afterburn, like heartburn. Um, Comments here says, yeah, it took the better part of me a couple dozen seizures with digestive issues to realize that food didn't cause the indigestion, but it was a seizure or triggers causing the digestive issues. Took a long time to realize stress is my killer and not gluten or dairy. Now, of course, there have been many times where the food I got from a fast food chain caused serious issues, but that was due to someone eating next to nothing, being put into extorted labor to clean and cook rotten food and equipment.
Well, also, I bet you could possibly, if you're eating spicy food and you're not really prone to it, could possibly cause you to have a seizure.
Oh, didn't know that.
Spicy
I
food
mean,
causing
I'm not a
seizure?
doctor though.
That's interesting.
And today I've learned about two new kinds of seizures. Um, things amaze me every day. They have insular, and there was another one. It was like musicogenic seizures, but it was something else to do with that. Um, yeah, but insular seizures, and yeah, I forgot what it is. Let me see.
I've never heard of
Insular
that myself.
seizures, a form of epilepsy originating from the insular cortex, characterized by diverse seizures types and complex clinical features, making diagnosis and treatment challenging. Um,
That's one of the suspected types that I may have.
oh, really?
Yeah, I went back after that post when I got off of here and then I went and got ready waiting on my daughter because we were going shopping. And I was looking through my paperwork for my last appointment and it said they're suspecting insular parietal or temporal. I had
It says, what
never
is,
even been told the first two.
let me read this. It says, what is insular epilepsy? Insular epilepsy arises from the insula, a region of the brain located deep within the lateral sulcus, often referred to as fifth lobe of the brain. This area involved in various functions, including sensory processing, autonomic control, and emotional regulation. Seizures originating from the insula can present a wide range of symptoms, making them difficult to distinguish from seizures arising in other areas of the brain. Very interesting, and it does sound like it sucks. Hard to treat. They told you that, Andrea?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting too. And the
Mm.
more I was reading about it, is even like to diagnose the insular, a lot of times they got to do the invasive SEEGs because the scalp EEGs aren't sensitive enough to get to that deepest part of your brain or something. If I'm
Okay.
remembering what I read correctly, anyway.
What are SEEGs?
They
Basically,
screw
they
some stuff in your brain.
inside your skull.
Inside.
Skull. Yeah, not the brain, the skull. I'm sorry. They want to get under
Hmm.
the skull and touch the brain.
Yeah, I think they pretty much like go under the skull and put the electrodes directly on your brain somehow.
Oh, when I had my brain surgery, I was told that they were going to put a patch on my brain and electrodes for like 7 days. I'm going to say seven because I don't know if it was longer than that. I was tethered to a wall and they had yeah, a patch and they were trying to what's it called? Make me have seizures. And it got to the point where they had to take me completely off my meds before I'd have a seizure. And but I guess that maybe that's what an SEEG is when they put that patch with electrodes on it. on my brain. What they were doing, they were trying to find out where the seizures were coming from.
Which surgery did you have?
Right temporal lobe,
Like a resection?
right here.
A resection
That
or a
was
lobectomy?
who do what? Lobectomy?
Did you have a
So was it?
resection or
This
lobectomy or
was 20 years, no, 30 years ago. And all I remember was right temporal lobe, which is right there.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I've seen that because I also had these other uh epilepsy sites on like Facebook that I stopped in to check out. And now I get hits from them every day. And oh man, there's videos that I don't think should be posted online. But
Kind of videos.
I mean, sure, I understand some of it is educational, of course. But
What
I
kind of
mean,
videos?
people having seizures, and I mean, they go on and on and on, and it's like unnecessary.
Where do
Uh,
you find videos of picture of people having seizures?
on Facebook,
Mm.
there's a
I was
number of
looking.
there's a number
There was
of
this. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. There's a
I
number
said,
of
go ahead. You
sites,
said a number of what?
epilepsy. There's a number of epilepsy sites on Facebook, and I was just checking them out. And now that I went on to them, of course, my cookies, they picked up on my cookies. So now every time somebody goes on there and posts something or whatever, it comes back to me. But people like to
Mm.
post stuff that, I think is completely inappropriate. I mean, and it's like they're posting pictures that of kids having seizures. And I mean, I don't think that's right.
I was looking for videos of seizures and could not find any on the internet. And all you did
Uh-huh.
was go to Facebook. Yeah, I was walking with my bracelet on, and I was at the store, and this lady, um, I was telling her that I had the dog, but the dog didn't have the jacket or whatever, the service dog jacket. So, but I have the bracelet, and it has the little symbol on it or whatever. And she said, "What do you have?" And I said, "Epilepsy." And she said, "I heard of that." And then I said, "Oh, so you know what epilepsy is?" And then she said, "No, I don't know what it is, but I've heard of it." And that's when I told her I have seizures. And then she was like, "What is a seizure?" And I was like, "You never heard of a seizure?" And she was like, "No." And I tried to look up on the internet seizures everywhere and could not find a seizure for some reason. And it's that hard just to find a seizure on the internet.
She wasn't spelling, no, he wasn't spelling it correctly, obviously.
I looked on Google and I looked.
I've tried
Basically,
too,
yeah,
and you can't find them.
I just looked on
Well,
Google and it had no
go
videos of
on, go on
seizures.
Facebook, go on Facebook and type type in uh the search bar epilepsy, and there'll be a handful of epilepsy groups, and just
I don't
you
use
know.
Facebook.
Oh well, that would be an issue for you then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't know where to look. Andrea, you too. Like, where else do we look? Because
How
on the
about
internet,
Instagram? Anybody do Instagram? I don't. But
Not
maybe
really.
it's on. Maybe they're on Instagram.
Couldn't find
How
one. Yeah,
about
but
how about
I did the
convulsions?
Twitter once, and I did the Snapchat once, and
me too.
I figured out that I'm too old and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and I uninstalled them.
Oh, okay.
That is not.
I'm only on there. I mean, I don't ever post anything or reply to anything. I just, I've got a lot of family on Facebook. People in my congregation are on Facebook, and I just, follow along with them. I don't I don't post anything. I very rarely post anything on in fact I don't post things on Reddit. I answer something, but I don't think I've ever started a conversation on Reddit or anything like that. Yeah, I'm not a big social media person.
I got something here. It says confused. Last night I was sitting with my family playing a game on my Switch. I don't remember being tired, but one moment I was playing a game, and then all of a sudden, it was like I was waking up from a nap. My mom kept asking me if I was okay, saying I had a weird look on my face, and I chalked it up to me spacing out. I just don't know how to tell whether I was spacing out randomly and fell asleep in the process, or if I had a seizure. I guess this post is more of an ask. Has anyone ever experienced something like this? Or am I convincing myself I had a seizure when I didn't? I have been diagnosed with generalized epilepsy. And that to me sounds like a seizure. You went from laying down to waking up somewhere. Sounds like a seizure. I went from laying down to someone's home.
I've had
That was a seizure.
I've gone from lying down to ending up in another room somehow.
Yep.
If you ask
Mhm.
Tracy, that's my kind of seizures. I'll have the seizure and then get up and go somewhere with not realizing I did it. Well, standing right here behind me in the kitchen. I made ravioli. I dropped the bowl, didn't pick it up, just went in the bedroom, got undressed, got in bed, and a couple hours later I came out, which was that was a good seizure. I stayed within the house, within the parameters of the doors.
I've had similar things at work where I have coworker who's been able to like see that I've been having seizures where I will like be telling them what to do and then instantly stop talking to them about it and still end up making a pizza while I'm having a seizure.
Is it edible?
Oh, of course.
You go on autopilot, huh?
Muscle
Essentially, yeah.
memory.
Yeah.
I was going to say because I can do things while I'm having a seizure. If I was cooking some, I wouldn't recommend eating it.
I don't know. I can still make a perfect pizza while having a seizure, apparently.
Well, good deal. Good deal.
Probably because you make 300 pizzas every day.
It's more like 500, but yeah.
I
I've
couldn't remember.
I did a rough estimate of how many pizzas I've made in my lifetime, and it was like I did like 300 to 400 for 5 days a week for the last 16 years, and it's like 2 million.
Huh.
Yeah. Mm.
That's quite a large number.
You could probably make
Yeah.
pizzas in your sleep.
I mean, I can literally do it, no hands, eyes closed. It's kind of like
Pretty
a
much.
seizure.
Now you're
You
showing it.
make a pizza with no hands. You're good. Got some of these comments here from the person confused. It says, sounds like an absence seizure that I get. Another comment said, this is how I would describe my absence seizures. I have generalized epilepsy. Sounds like it might be an absent then. Another comment, sounds like my absence seizures. Another one says, this is how I would describe my seizures. This is how I would describe the type of seizures my niece would get. Okay. Another one says, definitely sounds like a focal unaware seizure. Funny feelings just before will be an aura, but you are probs not used to the type and feeling type. So they change. I had a TC and went into focal unaware with deja vu auras. Then epigastric aura. Keep diary.
What's an epigastric aura? Like
Our stomach drop thing.
Oh, stomach drop. Okay. Epigastric. I got the gastric part. I was picturing like, stomach stuff, but I was not, I don't know. Yeah, that makes sense. For some reason I
Epigastric
was picturing
seizures.
somebody like getting the squirts before a seizure like
Dude, I'm
that.
eating.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I did.
What are you
I'm
eating?
sorry. I'm sorry.
Stir fry.
That sounds good.
It is. My honey made it, so it's really good.
The epigastric seizures, often associated with abdominal epilepsy, manifest a sensation in the upper abdomen, including pain, nausea, discomfort, typically linked to temporal lobe epilepsy. Abdominal epilepsy.
I've never heard of abdominal epilepsy. Abdominal
Atonic.
epilepsy.
Mm-hmm. Atonic is drop seizures. Gelastic is laughing seizures. Insular.
Elastic, like Gelastic.
Yes.
Okay.
Uncontrollable laughter. My stepsister has that.
I've been having things where it's super hard for me to explain. It's almost like I'm predicting how things are going for like 30 seconds, where like I'm at work, I can hear people talking, and then I almost know like, all right, boom, 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 boom. And that's kind of like how it goes. And it's like I said, it's hard for me to predict this and explain it.
I looked up seizure types, and it's quite a bit. There's focal aware, generalized, focal impaired awareness, focal to bilateral tonic-clonic, gelastic, dichristic seizures,
What's
generalized
that?
tonic-clonic, dichristic seizures, involuntary crying. That is very
I
interesting.
thought that would be like, what do you call that when you just start cussing and
Muscle stiffening is tonic seizures. Clonic is repeated jerking. Oh, that's why tonic-clonic, jerking and then repeated jerking and muscle stiffening.
and muscle spasm? Yeah.
Yeah, clonic is repeated muscle jerking and tonic is muscle stiffening.
Yeah, you
So,
can have one without the other.
yeah,
Both ways. And
that's
not always without the loss of consciousness. We have several firsthand accounts of that.
I remember when there was grand mal, petite mal, and now there's a whole volume of different types of seizures.
Yeah, I just wanted to know how many. Someone said it's like 50 different kinds. Um, I want to know a list of some. The average website only has what we know, generalized and focal.
Go to Google and go to Copilot. Ask Copilot how many different types of seizures there are. Well, I got a list off of AI. Can I post it in the in chat?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Was that a list of types of epilepsy?
Yeah, I wrote in there.
Types of seizures?
Copilot, how many different types of epileptic
Epilepsy.
seizures are there?
No, how many types of different epilepsy there are? A lot of the types of
Uh,
epilepsy have tonic-clonic seizures. So I'm gonna know how many types like out
okay.
there. Couldn't find
Okay.
that on mine, but I do have one that says need help. Okay, so from a young age, I had depersonalization. Not sure why I had it, but often I would not be out of my body, and often, often I would be out of my body and next to me, like I was looking at myself. And sometimes after I have woken up, I had a panic attack. When I was 11, I had some kind of epileptic seizure. I remember sitting on the sofa and then waking up in the hospital, and later my family told me I was on the floor and shaking. But doctors were not sure if it was epilepsy or not because the tests they were fine, and I never had any attacks later on in life. Now for the fun part, after the seizure I never had a panic attack like again, and my depersonalization went away, and it's like I have better memory after the attack. I'm 26. Uh, I'm 26 now and healthy, but I'm looking for answers. So if nobody can answer or can help give me a clue or some kind of explanation for that would be great. Thanks. Um, there's no comments here.
I was gonna
So
say, I feel
if
like that's more of a question you should ask your doctor.
there you go.
It doesn't
Um,
really sound like especially if you're not diagnosed, like because they said they were
yeah.
not diagnosed, right?
Um, did not say not diagnosed. That I did not read that and cannot find that. So they weren't didn't say that, but um,
But I can see
yeah.
where someone might say they might have a panic attack and put it with a seizure, or have a seizure and put it with a panic attack. I had a coworker recently who I think was going through manic episodes, he said he had a seizure, but when I talked to him about it, it didn't sound like a seizure and it sounded more like a manic episode. But again, I'm no doctor or anything, but having seizures, it's didn't really sound like a seizure, more like because he's also had manic episodes before. And
I got another post here. It says, "Can an electric shock be a trigger for epilepsy in an epileptic person?" Question: Can the electric shock on an epileptic person on medication trigger epilepsy seizure? My dad, who's epileptic, was electrocuted at work yesterday, and he said it was very strong shock. He's been acting weird and showing signs he usually shows before having a seizure, like talking to himself and being disconnected, um, disconnected in a weird way. How can I ensure it doesn't happen, or any advice is appreciated. Backstory: my dad had a work injury where he fell on his head. After a period, he started getting seizures. He used to be on meds, but even on meds, he would get the seizures every 3 months approximately. 5 years ago, he started new medication, which was amazing, and he stopped getting the seizures, but he would only get an episode if he forgets his medication for a day or two. However, sometimes he would get these episodes where he's unresponsive. For example, we would talk to him on the dinner table and he was not responding, but this has only happened around 5 to 6 months, 5 to 6 months once for like 5 minutes, and then he would just be back to normal again. I'm so grateful that that medicine it changed his life, but I just wanted a backstory. I just wanted to add a backstory to my question.
Yeah, it sounds like an absence. There's things that I've been going through lately. Because like I will be telling someone what to do at work, and then even though I'll be in the middle of talking to them about it, I just kind of drift away.
Hey Jeff, how you doing?
Hi, Tom. Well, I was on earlier, had a seizure and slept for the last 4 hours, and now I'm back.
Oh, welcome back,
Sorry to
my
hear that.
friend.
Thanks, Tom.
Welcome
How are
back.
you? Been a
I'm
while
doing
since I've
well. I
seen
just
you.
got in from work, so.
How you? Everything all right?
Oh, always, 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 always.
Great.
Life is good.
Good to
You
see you.
betcha. And I'm sorry I haven't responded to your
That's okay.
uh
I just, I wanted you to know that I'm always thinking about you.
thank you. I appreciate that. And it meant a lot to me.
And,
It really did.
we may not believe the same thing, but I have a ton of respect for your commitment.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, you know what? God gave us all that free will.
That's right.
That's
Either
right.
God or the aliens.
There you go. Whoever works for you, whatever
Right.
works for you, my friend.
Right.
And not my place. Even God says, hey, I don't want you to serve me for you, because you think I want you to. I want you to serve me because you want to serve me.
I
Does that
got
make
that.
sense to you?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
On with the podcast.
On. Yes.
Okay. The question was, can an electric shock be a trigger for epilepsy in an epileptic person? I didn't understand. They said, how can the trigger? They said, can it be a trigger for epilepsy when epilepsy is not caused by electrocution that I know of? You get electrocuted and then you have epilepsy.
Well,
Electrocution?
electroconvulsive therapy, isn't that like triggering seizures?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
it
know.
depends on what this person means by the shock or whatever they're saying.
Yeah, if
It
it's like
says
a static,
epilepsy.
if they mean like a static electric zap from like rubbing their hair on a
On
balloon and
or yeah,
whatnot, that's
a
probably
static
not,
shock. Yeah.
yeah, probably not going to do it.
No.
When you scale the energy up to a lightning bolt, that might do it. Um, where that middle ground is that they're like actually reasonably thinking about is, I don't know. But it doesn't seem impossible.
Yeah, I
Uh,
highly doubt like statically you said rubbing your head on a balloon or fabric or whatever. That's not gonna
yeah,
give you a seizure unless, I mean, yeah, it could possibly, but I highly doubt it.
None of us are
Yeah.
capable enough to say what will and what won't, right?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
everyone has their triggers, but like that to me just sounds
I
non-existent,
catch
for
myself
lack of
doing
a
that
better
all the
term.
time.
I mean, I had to wear, I wore some random shorts the other night at work, and they were definitely giving me some static shocks, and I didn't have any seizures.
I'll read the question again. It says, "Can an electric shock on an epileptic person on medication trigger epilepsy seizure?" My dad, who's epileptic, was electrocuted at work yesterday, and he's said it was very strong shock. He's been acting weird and showing signs he usually shows before having a seizure, like talking to himself and being disconnected in a weird way. How can I ensure this doesn't happen,
So,
or
yeah, I
any
mean,
advice is appreciated?
they're not
He needs to
explaining the
talk to his doctor
shock
about
enough.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're just saying electric shock, like, yeah, electricity can literally kill you easily, regardless if you're epileptic or not.
But yeah, once again, that's not a question for us.
Yeah.
Psalm 101.
Yeah. What's the stupidest thing you've ever did after a seizure? I'm really down today and I need a few funny stories. I'll start. I had a good shake, got up and ran into a wall and fell over. Got up and ran face first into the door and then fell over again. Got up and then opened the door and ran to my neighbor's yard and had a nice pee. Came back and went to bed. I don't remember any of this, but my wife told me so. I guess I have to believe her. It's like something I would do.
That's the wonderful thing about having seizures. You can do stuff as stupid as it might be and not remember it. But you've got family members and friends that do remember it and can let you know about it, and you just brush it off. Oh, I don't remember that.
Oh man.
You can
So
blame
many
some
things I've
stuff
done.
on seizures.
Like I still tell myself
Sorry, go ahead.
the seizures where I went and did random things, like getting on a bus and going to different cities and stuff. I want to know what that was like. That was probably the stupidest thing I've done is take buses to other cities and stuff. But I also want to know what that was like. If anybody was ever there, I would love to hear that story. I mean, not from you guys, of course, but yeah, if I see somebody who ever says that they saw me on a bus, I'm gonna ask, was it the time I was having a seizure? You guys ever
So
done anything stupid after a seizure?
I don't
Oh
know.
my
That's the
good
question.
gracious! I can write novels.
Give
So
me
I
an
don't.
example.
Go ahead, Tom.
An example. Walk out into traffic, still in a daze.
Yeah, that's kind of stupid.
Why?
That's painful.
Just things that I've been told that I've done. I can't. That's like somebody. That's like my boss telling me to, giving me something and sell this product to the coworkers. And right now, I can't think of anything off of the top of my head.
Mark, how
Except,
about
yeah,
you?
going to this. What's that?
Well, I was asking Mark, what about him?
I mean, I haven't done anything particularly exciting like that. Probably the dumbest thing I've done after a seizure was arguing with the EMTs over whether or not I actually had a seizure.
Oh, I'm with you on that one.
My position was that no, I had no seizure. I had no explanation for how they appeared in that room, but it didn't matter. I didn't have a seizure.
Okay, Tracy's right here. Let me ask Tracy. Honey, what's one of the stupidest things you can remember me doing after or during having a seizure? She's got headphones on watching TV.
Well, I at least got something to say that I don't know if it was because of a seizure or not, but it was a no call, no show at work. And so I was very drunk. I knew I had an eighth of mushrooms, but the next day I didn't. So I'm pretty sure I ate too many mushrooms while very drunk. And I punched my mirror, and I live right next to fire department. And I went over there, ran over there because obviously I was bleeding too much. And I ended up waking up in the hospital. They told me a few times, like, if you try to get out of here, you're gonna go to the drunk tank. I was like, all right, yeah, I won't do that. But I ended up doing it at one point and was like, I just want to go home. I just want to go home. And then went to the drunk tank and I'm like, God damn it, why did I do this? And I ended up getting some.
Were you restrained at all? Were you handcuffed to the bed when you got
No,
there or anything?
no,
No.
no, I didn't get
That's
any
just-
charges or anything like that. But like you, because they probably thought could probably say that I was more of a danger to myself.
yeah.
I had something like that happen.
But at the same time, I'm like, no, I just want to go home and go to sleep instead of having these needles in my arms and shit. And
Yeah.
Well, I
but
had
like
the
I said,
police take me into custody.
yeah,
I was walking down the street in my back in my hometown, and everybody knows everybody. The police knows everybody. And
yeah, like I
what?
was like pounding on their door because I was bleeding so much. And then
find out
when the
on Monday exactly what the purpose is. They said it's burglary.
the cops came over and they're like, they gotta sleep too, you know. I was like, yeah, I didn't think about that, but yeah, they gotta sleep too. And then they brought me to the hospital and told me multiple times, like, you got to stay here. But there's a point where I'm just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going home. And they're like, nope, and we're going to the drunk tank.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. No, we're just going to put you in the drunk tank. We'll call your brother, and if he says he wants to come get you, then we'll let you go in his custody. My brother didn't want to come get me. So
But
I
I
spent
mean,
the night in the drunk tank.
Yeah, I told my place of work, I was like, yeah, I was just having a seizure, but I 100% ate some mushrooms. Too many
yeah,
mushrooms.
to come down from an eighth of mushrooms is kind of like, you want to be in a cozy place, like not the drunk tank.
Uh-huh.
Or in
So
a hospital bed
I
with
I
needles in your
get you.
arm.
I get you. Yeah. I I understand your position, your need to leave.
Yeah. It's just like, I gotta work tomorrow. Like, let me go.
And you see, that's it with me. I mean, the town I grew up with, everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows me. They knew I was epileptic. And they just brushed it off. That's just Tom, he's having a seizure. Just send him over there in the corner, he'll be all right, you know. Or when I was acting up, well, either take him home or take him to the drunk tank.
Yeah.
So I actually want to have a question. I do have a question, rather. So I haven't touched THC in about 6 months. I've been drinking way too much. Do you guys think THC can help me quit and
What?
quit drinking?
THC help you quit drinking?
Yeah.
I mean, switching addictions
That's
isn't
it. You're
any better.
switching from one to the next.
Yeah. But I know I can quit.
I
THC
think you can do it.
easier than
Yeah, I think it's a
because
switch of addictions.
I know,
But at the same time, THC is medically more better for someone with epilepsy anyway.
and
So
and the reason why I'm thinking of splitting these addictions is because when I stopped drinking, I stopped sleeping well. And
Well, the
sleep
problem with
deprivation is
drinking,
my number one, is like my definitely my number one trigger is sleep deprivation.
well, the problem with drinking and taking anti-epileptic medications,
Mhm.
they'll put you in a hospital.
I mean,
Medication, yeah, anti-seizure medication. In a lot of cases, they're barbiturates, and they don't go together.
Uh-oh.
Uh, Jeff, Mark,
THC is a totally different animal.
I think Mark had his hand up first.
I would like to hear what Jeff has to say before. I don't mind
Well,
waiting.
I think having once had an addiction, the only way you can stop drinking is for you to stop drinking. THC will help you in that you'll still get that feeling of being high, but you can only stop drinking if you want to stop drinking. Whether
Amen.
THC or helps you or not, it's up to you.
That's
You
right.
can stop
oh yeah,
without
100%.
THC. You just have to decide you want to stop.
That's right.
he
You have
wants
to
to
have a
stop.
goal.
He
I
wants to
absolutely
stop and he can't stop. He doesn't want the withdrawals.
exactly, yeah, and the
Well, you're going to have
withdrawals can
withdrawals either way. You either
That's
way,
part of
even if you
life.
just start,
it's part of life, yeah.
you
But
will have withdrawals.
the it's not the withdrawals, it's the sleep deprivation that I get from not drinking. When I drink, I can easily go to bed. When I'm not drinking, it's hard for me to sleep, especially when I'm trying to stop.
When you smoke, does that help you sleep?
It can, yeah.
Now, are
How
you
much do
talking
you
about
have to smoke?
smoking pot for THC or
Yeah.
taking powdered THC?
I mean, last time I was taking THC was edibles, which I feel like was too high of THC, in my opinion, to where it's like drinking beer compared to liquor.
Well, I
What?
haven't drank or smoked or done edibles in 24 years.
Yeah.
So I'm not uh a good person to ask there.
Yeah, I get that.
Smoking will help you sleep. There's no question. You can get strains that'll help you sleep,
Yeah.
but and they're better for you than drinking. But
Yeah.
as far as stopping drinking, you have to make up your mind to stop. Whether you're if the THC is going to be a substitute, it's a better substitute than drinking.
And yeah, and like I said, I haven't touched it in at least 6 months, but like last year I was able to stop drinking for about half the year. But this year I've been not really touching THC, and I haven't really been able to quit drinking.
Here's a
Well,
yeah,
you
here's a
can if you can stop drinking, then you can get some sleep medication.
Yeah, and
And
I
that'll
Mark,
help. That
I'll
would
take
be
can you give
better
us the
off.
scientific reason for this?
Yeah. What's Mark got to say?
I'm sorry, I missed that.
So, I mean, I agree with Jeff 100%. the only way to stop drinking is to stop drinking. You gotta want to do it. Um,
which I do want
I,
to. It's just
yeah.
hard. Like I can't do cold
Well,
turkey.
Do you,
Otherwise,
is
how much do you drink? Like, and what, like,
I drink.
I don't know. I don't want to pry too deep if it's something you're uncomfortable
Oh
sharing.
no, I'm absolutely comfortable sharing. I drink PBRs, 16 ounces, six pack, every night, which is about 96 ounces of 5%.
Um, I mean, have you tried starting by, doing five?
yeah, just weaning off.
Not
Exactly,
let
yeah, like
yourself
weaning
drink
off.
the six,
Well,
But I feel like if I am able to smoke, it'll help me drift off or wean off, whatever the word is,
Yeah.
more
Um,
easily.
I have a friend, I mean, my best friend here, he was in a sort of similar situation. He was drinking really frequently. Um, and uh, um, um, he started getting the one-to-one ratio of THC, CBD, vape pen cartridges. So they're like not the high octane
So yeah,
um
I'm looking for
stuff.
flour compared
Yeah.
to because I've done a lot of dabs and like I said, I was eating a lot of edibles,
uh,
but I feel like going to flour would because it's not as potent.
Right. Well, that's why the one-to-one CBD ratio, CBD to THC ratio is helpful because the CBD, um, well, okay, so there's two cannabinoid receptors in the body. The CBD1 is what the THC binds to and what exerts the central nervous system effects. It's what gives the high. The CBD2 receptors are the peripheral nervous system. So more of like the muscle relaxation, not the the cerebral stuff. So um or not they're not CBD1, CBD2. It's CB1, CB2. So CBD binds to CBD2 and to CBD1, but it activates CB2. It doesn't activate CB1. It um, occupies the space, so to speak. So when there is THC in the system, the CBD that has bound to a CB1 receptor is there and has bound more strongly than the THC. So uh, basically, consuming the CBD with the THC kind of puts a ceiling on how far the intoxication can take you. So when my friend was trying to wean off of the beers and everything, he would drink uh, one beer fewer each night, and then he would take a few sips of off of this the CBD THC ratio
Yeah.
pen to kind of help, and it was it would give you know
So yeah,
some
like
mental high, but it wouldn't be blitzed, and the CBD itself also is helpful for relaxation and sleep. even without the psychoactive effect. So he
50?
has told me that he absolutely credits um, those ratio vape
Yeah.
pens as
Well,
helping
yeah,
to get
vape
off of.
pens. Yeah.
So
I just
it's not
also
flour,
sorry. Go ahead.
but I'm sorry, I'm just wrapping up. It's not flour,
No,
but
you're talking
it's
great.
what my friend has found proven effective for him.
Yeah, it's just the pens and all that feels too potent, in my opinion, but could also potential. It's the fact that I live in New Hampshire and out
Oh,
of New England. It's the only fucking state that is not recreational.
Mm.
And but I also work with a guy. His girlfriend works in a dispensary, which they've talking with them has helped before, and I just feel like if I get flour instead of a pen can possibly help better than, but I was also eating a lot too many edibles, I would say, where I feel like the edibles and the chemicals of THC and CBD were hiding up too many seizures where I was having, where I was like, yeah, I'm too high compared to I'm just having a seizure. And now that I'm on Vimpat, which is has definitely helped with the type of seizures I've been having, it could possibly help me a lot better. But the fact that a flower is just a smoke, an easy smoke, and the fact that I live in New Hampshire, it's like I don't know. But I'm glad to hear guys' opinion about it.
is
And
THCA flour available there for now until the Farm Bill?
I can't really say yes or no
Okay.
because I'm not 100% sure. But like I said, I was eating edibles for the last like 2 years, and the last 6 months or so, I haven't touched up THC.
Well, that'll reset your tolerance. That's
Exactly. Yeah.
a pretty big break. So
Yeah.
honestly, it's you're gonna be back to pretty almost a novice smoker. It shouldn't
Oh,
take much, you know.
I got something here for you.
I appreciate your input.
Huh?
I was saying to Mark, I appreciate his input.
Right?
But go ahead with Pookie
Helps.
with what you're gonna say.
Um, I was gonna say I have a post here. It says, "Has THC plus Delta causes seizures for anyone?" Asking on my husband's behalf. He likes to smoke this THC Delta pen, and to me, it seems like his seizures started coming back when he started smoking more. He really loves it though, so I don't know if he's in denial about it possibly having an impact. He had a grand mal seizure last Wednesday, which was his first in a few months. He had one on Tuesday and one on Thursday. He tells me he forgets his meds sometimes, and he's going to work on being more strict about it. But I don't know if that's true or not. Ambulance said his blood pressure was really high. Someone called one on him when I wasn't around. Not sure what that indicates either. He's a heavy set man, doesn't eat the most healthy. Don't know if it's a mix of not taking care of himself, missing meds, or this THC pen. Anyways, anyone have got any negative effects from it? Anyone got
Well,
anything similar happen to them?
to add a bit to that, I last time I had a grand mal was in March when I wasn't drinking, but I had a lot of edibles. And whether those because of either or, I don't know. But Like I said, I don't know why I was having it, but I don't know where it's going with this.
I read a couple questions. I mean, a couple comments. One
Feel
says,
like there should be more information added with it because there's certain anti-seizure meds that won't work because of the marijuana, basically.
hmm,
And I have one of them. That's the best succesamide.
what is that for?
It's for my absent seizures.
What meds are you on?
I am on methoxamide and Xcopri currently. I was on Vimpat, but Vimpat stopped working. It's because I'm medication resistant.
So is that like every other year or two you got to switch meds?
Yeah. Every time my seizure starts coming back up and they start ramping and they got to, switch up the meds. I think the last time before this was the Keppra switch, where they kept trying to increase the Keppra dosage and it wasn't stopping the seizures. It was just, doing the Keppra rage more.
One of the comments here says, I get twitchy when I smoke. I had to cut back a lot when seizures got bad. I get high blood pressure. The high blood pressure may be from sugar, and it may be worth bringing to the attention of his primary care doctor for them to check a hemoglobin A1C. High blood sugar is concerning for diabetes, and if he has undiagnosed type 2 diabetes, it could also be impacting his seizure susceptibility. Read this last comment. It said, weed helps keep my seizures away. The Delta, whatever it is, stuff brings on seizures and some weird visions.
Please take your medication as prescribed or whatever works for you. We're not doctors.